Welcome. This is Constitution Study Television. I am Douglas V. Gibbs, your host. DouglasVGibbs.com, PoliticalPistachio.com. 5 years ago, my hometown of Murrieta, California, had protests that got nationwide coverage because the Obama administration was shipping in illegal aliens. What was happening is they had too many people overloaded at border patrol stations in Texas and along the California border closer to San Diego. And so the Murrieta facility, which is about 90 miles from the border, began serving as an additional processing center. Now, the difficulty was they were bringing in 182 persons at a time, about every other week, to a facility that was built and designed to handle 25 persons at a time. You see, the Murrieta facility was not designed to handle an influx of illegal aliens. It was designed to be a temporary holding facility for criminal aliens on their way out. Now, that said, a few weeks before the protest really got started here in Murrieta back in 2014, my granddaughter had come down with a hand, foot, and mouth disease. The doctor was confused as to why there was a sudden spike in the area. I put two and two together and found a bunch of friends who were organizing this protest that wound up getting national coverage. As you can see right there on the screen there, I was on Fox News a few times, among some local stations, all that jazz. And basically, I was just saying, hey, this is about my community. I want to protect my community because mixed into the crowd of illegal aliens being shipped into my city, regardless of how wonderful maybe some of those people are supposed to be, families, trying to escape a horrible place, whatever it may be, the criminal element exists, gang element exists, terrorist element exists, and those who are sick with diseases such as scabies, tuberculosis, hand, foot, and mouth disease, measles, smallpox, and a lot of the other diseases that have been among these groups. As I told an NAACP group one time when I was on a panel, when you left your home today, you locked your door. You didn't lock your door because you think everybody on the outside are a bunch of criminals. You locked your door because the criminal element exists, and you don't want them breaking into your home. You locked your door, and you check who's at the door when someone knocks, not because you hate everybody on the outside, but because you love everybody on the inside. And our border is our door. And all I'm asking is that we check who's there, vet them, and make sure we want them in before they come in. That's what the laws in place are all about. Now, when it comes to the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8's naturalization clause and Article 1, Section 9's clause, which outlawed the Atlantic slave trade and allowed Congress to write law prohibiting persons from migrating into the United States, that last part being the applicable part, gives the federal government authority when it comes to immigration law. Immigration law is on the books. And so what we're wanting is a president that just upholds that law. Also, Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution requires that the government protects the states from invasion. The way you do that is you secure the border. You secure the border either by having a lot of personnel or some type of barrier. So that's the reason why when President Trump, when he was candidate Trump, began talking about putting up a barrier, a wall of some sort, many people were happy to vote for him because that is what we're wanting. Because the problem is there's a lot of people coming in this country who, while they may say they have a good excuse, their family's escaping a bad situation or whatnot, the reality is mixed into that crowd, and probably a very large percentage, if not more than 50%, are persons who are here to take advantage of our system. Regardless if the percentage is 90%, 50%, or 2%, the fact is we don't want those people in this country, and we need to put up a barrier to stop that. Now, that all said, under the current president, President Trump, who got elected on the immigration issue, now what is happening is he's getting overrun with illegal aliens. They can't ship them fast enough. Countries are not willing to take back those we're trying to deport. And then we've got sanctuary states, sanctuary cities saying, hey, we're against you on this. We welcome all of them. Come one, come all. We're a sanctuary. So President Trump decided, okay, fine. We have an overflow just like Obama did in 2014. And so we're going to start sending those illegal aliens to sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. Since they say that they want them, come one, come all, we'll give them to them. The problem is In places like California, where it's a whole sanctuary state, there are conservative areas that say, no, we don't want these people. We understand the dangers of these people being brought into our community. We don't want them in our community. Nonetheless, the federal government is busting them in during the dark of night. So what do? Well, the fact is, immigration law is still immigration law, and we really don't want them in the country or our neighborhoods, or for, even if it's a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state. The person broke the law, they entered the country, they violated American laws are on the books, therefore they need to be sent back from where they came. That said, as a constitutionalist, I'm looking back in history, and I'm realizing maybe there's another, now this is a little wild, but think about it for a second. Maybe there's another remedy. Perhaps, just perhaps, there's something we can do to resolve this situation, even though the countries won't take their people back. Build the wall still. I still want the barrier. But what do you do with all these people? Where do you put them? Well, after the war between the states, when all the slaves were emancipated, the question was asked to some of them, do you want to stay in the United States or would you like to go back to Africa? And a lot of them wanted to go back to Africa. But their tribes are not going to accept them. They're 2 or 3 generations down from being born in Africa. They were born in the United States. That's all they know. They know, they don't know, tribal life. However, they want to go back to Africa. So what the United States did is the United States started a new colony called Liberia. Liberia was then filled with former slaves who want to go back to Africa. Civilization was built there, hospitals, stores, free market system. To this day, their flag is still red, white, and blue, and they still use the dollar as their mode of exchange currency. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so could we not do that with illegal aliens? Why not? Do we have a place where, we're not shipping them back, but they're not in our country? Give them the opportunity. Put them in that colony. And if they do really well, they use their skills, they climb, up through the ranks of leadership or whatever, and then and have proved their merit, so to speak, and give them the opportunity to immigrate to the United States. Yeah, but Doug, what we can do, purchase land from some other country? Maybe. Or from what I hear, the United States owns like over 800 islands or something like that. I mean, there's Guantanamo Bay, there's Indies or Guam or something. I don't know if those people would want much illegal aliens on their territory, so that probably have to be an uninhabited area, and we can create, farms and all that, get them started. Why not? But until then, my friends are out there at the Border Patrol Station in Murrieta, California, under this president, President Trump, doing the same thing we did 5 years ago, trying to turn away the buses, trying to reverse this. My question is, while it's constitutional, our immigration laws are totally constitutional, it's constitutional for us to put up a wall, why is this president not deporting them? Is it because the other countries are not accepting them, or is there other pressures? Are there other pressures that President Trump is trying to deal with? Or maybe he's just trying to stick it to the sanctuary city? I don't know. But the fact is, they should be gone. They should be deported. And the wall's got to get up. We got to make sure of it. We got to get it funded somehow. I don't care if the Democrats don't. We've got to figure out a way. Because the fact is, this is a national security crisis. And constitutionally, there needs to be a barrier. And immigration law is completely constitutional and needs to be abided by. That all said, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted as Murrieta continues to try to turn away illegal aliens. There was a rumor, Spectrum Television locally was indicating that after they were being processed, they were being sent up to San Bernardino. Originally, we were being told they were being dropped off in Temecula. San Bernardino is a big-time sanctuary city. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the truth with what Spectrum said. I don't know. But nonetheless, this facility here in Murrieta, not only should they not be going through this facility because we don't want them in our area, but it's also not good for them. These people are sick, they're tired, they've been out on the road, and they're going to go into a facility that's designed for 25 criminals. They sleep on a concrete floor, and they've got one steel toilet for a whole bunch of them at a time. The facility's not designed for those kind of people, so it's not really fair to those people either. So there's a number of reasons why they shouldn't be going through the Murrieta facility. That all said, once again, we'll see what happens. I am Douglas V. Gibbs. Don't forget to donate. Don't forget to subscribe. So right down there, the subscribe button and the notifications bell. See that notification bell? Hit that after you subscribe, and that way you'll get an email notification also when I make new videos. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Stay patriotic, stay safe, and as always, stay constitutional. We'll see you next time.